Hi everyone, this is Elisa Shapiro. I am your instructor for advanced bookkeeping, and I wanted to help get you started with a new video that would sort of help you navigate the course. There is one in the course right now, but I'm updating it for some changes I've made. So if you go to Lion's Den, and up here in the browser you'll see the address for that, lionsden.raritanval.edu. You may, after entering that, be asked for your G number and password, but eventually you will get to this page. So whether you go there directly or you have to enter your credentials one more time, once you're here and you find our course, Accounting 25099V, excuse me, click on that. Oh, I lost the connection. Hang on. Sorry about that. I lost internet connection, but I got that back. And once I open the course, we're here at the home page. So I advise you to read the home page. It's an introduction with some important reminders and how to get started. One of the things you'll see in here is, to begin, you will go to modules. Now right here, these blue tabs, we'll call them, in the white background, that's the course navigation menu. So if you go to modules here, this is sort of the heart of the course. Our modules, I'm going to close them up right now for you. These are to be taken in order, and they will fall in line with the calendar on your syllabus. So the first module you should begin with right here is getting started. Go through this first. It tells you exactly what to do. Once you open the Getting Started tab, beneath that, you will find a link to the syllabus. Please read it thoroughly and print it out. You will have links to text information, and you will also have a link to a Prometric site. So quickly before we proceed, let me just tell you, this course will very much prepare you for the National Bookkeeping exam offered by the American Institute of Public Bookkeepers. You do not have to take that exam as part of this course. That is up to you. But if it's something you're interested in, you should be prepared after this course. So if you're interested in the student handbook that tells you more about the AIPB and taking the exam, these are links which can direct you there. If you are interested in the exam, I would highly recommend registering now. So there's 6 parts to this course. There are 6 different exams. You take 2 at a time. Prometrics is a site that you go to where you need to register in advance. You go there. It's a secure environment. They make sure nothing's in your pockets, and you got to take off, hand in all your cell phones, things like that, and they proctor the exam in a very secure environment. You know your results immediately, and your first 4 parts are taken at Prometrics. So what I've done in the course is, after we do the first 2 parts, I give you take a practice exam, then you take the real exam, and then I give you some time, a week, to go and take those 2 exams at Prometrics if you are interested in getting certified. If you're not interested, you don't have to. It won't affect your grade in the course, but I would recommend then getting a jump start on the work that's to come. Okay. Those of you who are going to register at Prometrics, I just advise you immediately, today if not sooner, get a date on the calendar. They're hard to come by. There's sites in various spots of New Jersey, some I would assume in Pennsylvania. You can't always easily book something. So check into that if you're interested. All right. So the other thing in the Getting Started module is right here. This is a link to the introduction board. So when you click on that and you follow the instructions in the syllabus, you will know how to post on that board. This needs to be completed. Today's the 21st. It needs to be done by midnight on the 23rd. So be sure to get those in. You also have to respond to some of your classmates. Follow the instructions for full points. I love to give full points on this, and it's a shame not to earn the full points on the discussion board assignments. All right, so after that, if we go back to modules, once you're done getting started, As an example, we'll go through one. Our first topic is mastering adjusting entries. Okay, when you open the text for that, it gives you a little introduction, and then there's a series of numbers. If you click on them, like number 1, for example, it gives you the objectives that I intend to meet by completing this particular workbook. I advise you to read the workbook and complete the exercises in it. There's a PowerPoint here for you to download and use as one of your resources. I suggest you complete the quizzes at the end of each section in the workbook. These aren't handed in, but these are great prep tools. Then I have a link here to the discussion board for this section. Every section plus some research topics. There are a lot of discussion boards. Please make sure not to miss them. And then there's a link to your homework. The homework has changed from last year in that I've streamlined it. I think last year's homework was, I don't know, maybe a little too cumbersome. So you will have a significant problem, maybe 2, to really highlight the importance of what we studied in that book. And then finally, for some of our sections, I've included screencasts. All right, and they are all here. You can watch them if they help you explain anything. Otherwise, you can reach out to me in the discussion board or reach out to me via email. I get back to everyone. I'm usually on daily. The only time I'm not often on is the weekends. All right, so keep that in mind. So mastering adjusting entries is our first topic. Correction of accounting errors is our second topic. After you do 2 topics, you're going to have a practice exam and discussion board. Okay, so the discussion board, I expect everyone to post. You're going to take a multiple choice practice exam. It will not count. Don't worry. You can take it again and again. It's good practice. The questions you see on here are very representative of the questions you are going to see right here down below when you take the actual graded exam. As you can see, you have typically 3 days to complete the 2 exams. They are timed at an hour each. So use this for practice. Speak to each other about things you've noted or observed. Ask questions about questions you've had problems on, and get that all straightened out. So those are your first 2 sections right through their exam, and then we continue accordingly. Okay, there's payroll and depreciation are the next 2 sections. And inventory and internal controls are the last 2 sections. All right. As you go through, I'm sure there will be questions you can ask me. One thing I want to bring to your attention, and we can go here. I'd like to open the syllabus for 1 moment. So I'm going to download that. Open it up. You're going to read through everything, but what's really important to follow, the syllabus is gospel. Okay. You are going to follow, I'm not going to really edit it, but that yellow bar bothers me. If we go down below, there is here it is, the calendar. Okay, here's the calendar. So on 123, your introduction is due, and I'm advising you begin mastering adjusting journal entries. All right, you post your intro by 11:59, get your workbooks all purchased. If you're going to take the national exam, register with the AIPB. That's very important. You have to do that. And then also schedule an exam with Prometrics. So the next week, we will have finished Mastering Adjusting Journal Entries Part 1, Mastering Adjusting Journal Entries Part 2, which this is just 2 days apart. Part 1 merely means you're working on the entire workbook, but by that Wednesday evening, an original post is due. 2 days later, the homework is due and your response posts are due. So I certainly wouldn't wait till the 29th to begin your homework. You have from now until the 31st to get everything done. The earlier, the better. But my point here is that your original post and your response post should be made on 2 separate days. Why is that? Well, in the past, I've had people who, at the last minute, they meet the due date and they get in and they post their original post, and then they respond, and everyone's doing that so close to the due date that there really wasn't time for people to give their responses. So as long as everyone makes their original post 2 days in advance, you're giving your peers enough time to construct a substantive response post. Right? So go through that. I wanted to point that out in your calendar and be sure you understand all that's required of you. Of course, ask me any questions. All right, we're going to close up. I'm not saving that right now. Lastly, I'd like to just point out over here on the right, you have a calendar button. And if you go down in red, you will see all our advanced bookkeeping assignments, and they would be listed in their due dates. So again, you have your introduction due by the 23rd. Your next assignment will be due. Everything is final by the 31st, but don't forget your original post is due here. I can't assign 2 dates for the discussion board, so ultimately it's due here, but you have an original post due here on the 29th and a final on the 31st. And I will be communicating with you through your inbox right here. I'll send you emails as well as through the announcements page. So you'll see an announcement flash up on the front of the page if I have something really important to tell you or let you know. For now, I think that's it to help you get started. If anyone has any questions, please reach out. I'll be online almost daily, and I'm happy to answer all your questions. I'm looking forward to a great semester.